from GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. It's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So here are the Chiefs now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year of the NFL now.
And he's been, in my mind, the best player in the NFL at this point of the season. And I think if you poll folks with a ballot, and I certainly have one, I think they'd say he's the front runner for MVP. So now it comes down to finishing out the season strong. And a good game here would certainly strengthen his case.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A huge play there right off the bat. 59 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. A breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Chiefs go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. And he will get in to make it 8-0. They wasted no time showing how aggressive they're going to be in this game. They get the quick score, and then they go for 2, CD.
Surf's up, partner. And when surf's up, you ride the wave. They felt great about that quick drive, put it in the end zone. Why not go for 2? They felt comfortable with the play call that they had.
And the home crowd loves it. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Daniels looking to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting. Negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
To throw now on first down. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Allen Lazard, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Andy Reid, never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for two. He'll look to throw. And they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. So two successful two-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or two-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can... stop them in any direction.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Daniels. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Allen Lazard. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
They're going to try and run. And they are 3 for 3 on two-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Thorough domination right now, and the game plan is simple, obviously, Charles. They're going for 2 after every touchdown, and it's 24-0.
Don't you just get the sense right now that they're just flexing? I mean, to be able to do whatever they want, how they want, 3 two-point conversions, and now they're up 24-0. So essentially they gained a field goal out of it without even trotting the kicker out there.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. And he's been off target here early on. 2 drives, 2 interceptions. They'll look to snap that streak here as they start 1st and 10. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop it.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They'll look to set up his blockers. But I think the ball's out. And it looks like, yes, the Commanders have it.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Robinson up the middle. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Daniels. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the 1st half.
Here's Ryan Rico now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes. We'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw left side, completion to Rice. Down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice, 54 yards. And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And make him 4 for 4 now on 2-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football, you often find good running lanes.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Second down, Daniels. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Michael Dana. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he is going to lose yardage here. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the Bears who pick up the victory at home. Caleb Williams, strong in the victory, as his guys looked better than a team that had won just one game coming in. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Davante Adams, a touchdown catch in the victory. And lastly, we'll all be tuned in on Monday night for what should be a great one between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now Daniels. Over the middle, that's the tight end Senate. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now a 2nd and 2. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. To throw is Daniels. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Leo Chanel, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Daniels. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To the air goes Daniels. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. That's George Karlaftis who fought his way through the line to bury him.
It's been a tough one all game strong for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. This is taken around the 12. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Pass to Lazard, bringing it in on the crossing route.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We want the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Here's Pacheco once again.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco, powering his way forward.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
58 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run here with Pacheco. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
So the Chiefs opt to keep the offense out there, and they'll line up to go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
That's caught by Sennett. And nothing to speak of there after the catch as they get him right to the ground at the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Throw out wide is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now a 2nd down throw for Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Kaiser White. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Back to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They're going to try and run. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because...
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. And the Chiefs come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way, that threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball on the ground, move people so they could run it, and then protected their passers so they could throw it.
So for Kansas City, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week.
Meanwhile, for the Commanders,
they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching